Steve Harvey once said, a person should always remember the road to success is always under construction. This is the Creative Think Tank, and I am Elizabeth. Today we are going to bring you the steps that an entrepreneur should take before even thinking of starting up a business straight away. And in studio we have a lovely gentleman. He's an entrepreneurship coach. He is going to introduce himself to us and yes, take us through these particular steps.
Thank you very much, Liz. My name is Julius Obot, and I have a couple of issues that I can say about this, but I am so grateful to be in this place. I do entrepreneurship training. Basically, we call it financial literacy in business with the Equalines Consultancy, also with the International Development Student Society, an organization that we formed up some years back in 2011 with my friends. And then we also have Exodus Development Services. So all these cry or lie into the line of us making money and how we can manage the money that we make.
Okay,
especially in businesses, yes.
Okay, thank you very much. When we talk about financial literacy, these are two particular words that everyone would feel is common knowledge, but it's not really common to a young person out there who wants to start up an entrepreneurship or start up a business. Kindly tell us what these two particular words mean when it comes to business.
True. Thank you very much, Liz. When I was doing my own personal study on financial literacy, I came up with a model, and I call it the POM analysis. The POM analysis helps in planning, organizing, and managing. And in under financial literacy, I'm talking about how to plan for your finances, how to organize your finances, and how to manage your finances. And that's why I call it the financial literacy. When you have the POM analysis, in your mind, and then it will help you to define what financial literacy is, especially for a young youth out there who wants to start up business.
Okay, so that is how you have explained it. I presume other people have also their different explanations or different definitions for financial literacy.
True.
We've come to see a number of businesses collapse, say a month or 2 months in business, and they're collapsing because someone has rushed into it. Yeah. Say someone started up their charcoal business. True. And it's pushing through. So they come and give me the same advice and I gladly pick up, but then business does not go so fast for me as the person that recommended this.
True.
What do you think are some of the things that these young people are missing out when they get recommendations to start up businesses?
True. Under that analysis, when I talk about planning, and let's say under planning for finances, youth out there need to understand that if I'm going to start up a business, I need to plan for the funds that I expect to have, or the ones that I have. And many times I have met youths who say they want capital, but you want capital to do what? To do business. And you ask the person, what kind of business? And they don't have it. They don't have any business idea. So the first thing is get a business idea. Okay. What kind of business do I want? Now I'm into planning. After I've gotten a business idea, and then now I can know what are the things that I'm going to spend on in my business idea. And so there I go to organizing. So I organize and I understand that I need to spend probably on the policies, I need to spend on the registration, I need to spend on the license, I need to spend probably on the purchase on the things that I have. But very many youths say, I want to start a business, but they don't have any business idea in this. They don't have where they want to spend on. Maybe the second thing that I always encourage youths, if they want to start up business out there, is to do a market research. Just because somebody is selling G-nuts and is doing very well doesn't mean that if you sell G-nuts also you will do very well. Sure. Just because somebody is into coffee, is doing very well. I have one of my part-time business under Equalines Consultancy's transportation, travels and transportation. By God's grace, I purchased some few cars that are doing that. But if you realize that I cannot copy somebody, might want to see Julius doing that, and they also say, I also want to buy a super custom so that I can do this business. But you don't know, I did a market research. I have friends that I connected with, you know, and they say, if I have a super custom, it will make for me some money. Sure. But you buy a super custom and it will be at home for months at home. And yet some of them, you get them on loans. So the loans keep on accumulating. So two things that should be important before you start up a business. One, get your business idea. This is what I want to do. Number two, do a research on it. Who are my customers? Who are my clients? Where am I going to spend more? How am I going to earn? So I do a research and I have it on paper. And that's where under planning and organizing. And then afterwards, I now manage what I have planned, especially in market research and also in the business idea.
Okay, I've had a couple of discussions with young people that have intentions of starting up these businesses.
True.
And they have also gone through some of these things, say planning, you know, organizing and all those things. But then when you find that in the planning and the research they make, some of these businesses require registration.
True.
But they are not up to speed, or they do not have what it takes to go through these registration processes.
True.
But they really have the passion to start up something.
True.
So they end up not doing it at all. They end up sitting back, relaxing, because the process first is long.
Yeah.
It also requires a lot of money. So
True.
what advice would you give such a person?
You know, there is a saying that I always watch. There are people who watch you do something. There are people who participate with you do something. Okay. And there are people who will appreciate you when you do something. Many times, if we are going to watch other people do something, we will never begin it up. And so it is very important that at the initial start of any business, you are involved.
Okay.
You are involved. I mean, yes, there could be things of registration, there could be things, depending on what kind of business that you want to start. I have a friend of mine who started up recently a restaurant, and it's not yet registered. But as he was building it up, he realized now, it was not yet registered. He realized he needed to go to register with the councils. Then he needed to register now the business, because now it's growing. So start. Give birth, conceive the idea, and start. And then when you start, now realize all the things that you had written down. That's why it's very important, again, when you are starting up a business, you write the things that are going to come to income, because tomorrow the council people will come and lock you up if you have not planned for it. True. That's why we say in POM analysis there is planning. You plan that in future I need to do insurance for my people. In future I need to pay taxes. In future I need to register. So it does not bomb you up. You have planned it, and then now you organize yourself into that I need money to register my business. I need money to do license. I need this. And then afterwards you start managing. You know, for example, sometimes licenses go for a year, others go for 3 years, others for 5 years. So you depends on what you want, depending on how much money you have. So you have to plan for it. It shouldn't be that you're going to skip taxes. You should be like what youths today do. Say, I'm not going to do this. And tomorrow when the council people come, they will arrest you. They will look up your business, and then you say that they are bewitching you.
True.
Yeah.
So as we conclude with today's episode, there are these hawkers that are in town now that business is closed and the economy is fading off somewhat.
Sure.
You'll find that young people have adopted different things. Say hawking in downtown, people are selling sweets, people are selling earrings. Do they also go through the same planning processes? Some of them are successful, some are not. Why are some successful and why are some failing? Thank
you very much, Liz. I'll give an example that recently, about 3 or 4 years ago, a friend of mine came and asked me that wanted to do a business in bracelets. And she wanted 50,000. And so after making them, she made 30 of them, and each one of them was 2,000. In other words, she thought she was making a profit of 10,000. But on that, I asked her, do you realize that on that 10,000 there is your transport, there is your lunch, there is your airtime, you know, all these bills that you incur. So even the hawkers, I believe that's why you see many of them run a business for 6 months, 1 year, and it is no more. Why? Because they think because I have sold a certain amount of money, I have made a profit. But in that profit, remember that there is rent. In the profit, remember there are these bills. You know, there is airtime. So before you do, before you cost a product, and we call it costing. You know, in management and organizing, actually, we call it costing. Before you cost a product, and you say this dairy is going to cost me 15,000. You know, I bought it at 12,000. Before I say it is only 15,000, I'm getting a profit of 3,000. I need to know how much is my airtime on that dairy. I need to know how much is my transport on that dairy. How much is my lunch on that dairy. Sure. So even the hawkers need to plan. Okay. And they realize, okay, fine, I am selling these clothes or I'm selling sweets, you know, but on this pack, how much am I going to get? So that you just don't receive, you know, a lump sum and you think that you're making a profit, because all the costs that you're going to incur out of your own home are on the product that you're selling.
Thank you so much for tuning in. We have come to the end of this particular episode of the Creative Think Tank, and we have been discussing financial literacy and the planning process when one is starting up a business. In our next episode of the Creative Think Tank, we are going to bring you the management bit of the financial literacy. How do you manage your business? How do you cost your business? Stay tuned. My name is Elizabeth. Follow us on all our social media platforms. That is Faraja Television on Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. That is Faraja Television.